Just about to do an R8 run. Just to show you, I have another screen open with my build that I'm going for, and I've got to say that Sly RNG's channel has been the best, I think, that there is for Gunfire Reborn on theory crafting. I have used some others that have been helpful, but this guy understands every inscription, how the builds work, gives you options to play where a lot of other videos will just give you the one build and it might not be what is the most powerful. I'm going to go for the fourth one down, which is the Blossom Enthusiast. That means I have to choose, as you can see on the right of the screen there, -8 hits to trigger Fatal Bloom, which is our Q, but we're actually doing it with our weapon. And we're going to be going for spores on a fast firing weapon. So we're going to be just pew-pewing with just smashing them with spores and then smashing them with Fatal Bloom just by shooting and not using our Q. It's a great build and it's really fun as the run goes on. Like any of these runs, it takes a while to get your Ascensions. I want to try to get Gemini inscriptions on my weapons, spores. I think it's the best Gemini inscription in the game. In Act 2, ideally. It doesn't always happen because we're holding out for a Wild Hunter and Argus. So let me just minimize that and go back to the game, see how we go. In terms of talents, you really need to have them all filled out. Not for Reincarnation 1, but I'd say that Nightmare and actually unlocking Reincarnation 1 is a really hard block. I've read posts of people giving up. I say stick with it, because once you unlock it, Reincarnation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a lot easier. So you don't have to fill out these skills here if you're playing solo, but for co-op they're essential. And you don't have to fill out those. What gives the bunny real shine in here is the movement speed we get from kills. And once we get spores on, you'll just be one-shotting everything. And we're looking in our main hand for an angelic aura. We're looking for a rainbow. Rainbows aren't that solid before we actually get spores on both of them. But they'll one-shot everything then. They're one of the best guns. Or we're looking for a Radioactive Glove, which is great for AoEing and placing spores as well. Both guns, those injectors, have advantages and disadvantages. I'll talk about that along the way. So what we do here is we're going to go to the adventure. Now, why these runs are easier than Nightmare is you don't get the benefit of this one here, Lone Wolf. I always choose Overconsumption. And the reason for that is it's just awesome. The first two acts are a slog without this. The reason being that, you know, you've got 300% weapon damage, you've got 300% skill damage. You can press your E, your sword's out twice. It's got a 50% cooldown effectively, and dash to get out of stuff. You got more health, more armor. The only downside is as you collect scrolls, you got to be selective about them. Don't just pick them and not know what they do. And there is a video on Sly RNG's site about all the scrolls. He goes through top tier scrolls and bottom tier scrolls. But you lose, but by the end of the run, you'll have at least 50% of those stats. So you have, 150% weapon damage. But what this does is it compensates while you're getting some scrolls together, some Ascensions together for your build. You're getting the weapons you want. You're getting your Geminis. It just compensates for that as it gets weaker. I think it's the best starting one. Other sites will disagree, but I've tried. I've done all heroes on R8s. I'm not as good on some heroes as others. This is my favourite. So we got Blossom Enthusiast straight up. You do have to have a little bit of essence, and there's some video in my channel of how to beat on the bunny really easily. Within 40 minutes you can get like 500-600 essence, and it's a sure thing when you work out how to get spores and injectors and shotguns to drop at level 3, and then everything's one shot from there on. It's a lot of fun. So have a look at that if you need some essence to fill out your skill tree, because you've hit a wall in unlocking stuff, or you're trying to do R8s. I'm nearly at cap. I mean, I was at cap, but I was doing some videos yesterday and burning through some rolls on the spiritual assaults. So we're going to choose that, but if you didn't, I usually roll 2 or 3 times. Now that essence of rolling isn't used if you just press quit and come back in, and it gets dearer as you roll more. It doesn't get used until you go through the door there. So you're not using any essence by rolling 2 or 3 times, jumping out, jumping back in, and that. I just like it, and you know, it's nice to get a fast firing weapon here. And we've got Thunderclap gloves. I'm just going to go the hexagon. It's a good sort of defensive weapon too. So your skills are really powerful here. You can just queue those dead. First room's always easier. They don't, not very much health. Okay, we'll sell that. So we're just wanting to sell weapons we don't want to use for money. We want as much money going into the second act. So when we get to a craftsman with the weapons that we want to etch for spores, we've got the gold to do it. Really good early scrolls to get, or anything that give you money. Now if you press the right mouse button and let that shoot at you, and then it shoots back, but I missed the shot, it's a good defensive one. Actually on the first boss, no, the second boss, you know, it does the mouth beam out the front. You can stand into it and reflect it. You can also, the beam on the first boss, reflect that to him. But I don't like playing risky. My son does that. I let him do that stuff. So we're going to get our goblet and go back for the first room, first vault. Hoping for, now, spec-wise, as I said, first choice would be that for defense. Second choice would be that in terms of, you know, if you got both of them, you'd be choosing that. Third will be that. Fourth will be that. And then we go, you know, one of those, looking at the sheet that you should have open up and the link in the pinned comment. Then that, one pointer of that's really nice, reduces their movement speed, just our weapons painting our Fatal Bloom without pressing Q. So anything that our weapon's painting and this chains it to the enemies around it will both damage them and slow them down. And look at that, I mean that one on 3 not only does an AoE, area of effect, but it also doubles the damage. If you've got that, that's like 600% damage. And then ammo extractor is important, just get one of those after. You know, if you get that one, it's good. It just means it's less reloading. Actually does damage too. We didn't get a good first choice. So this is a useless one. You'll see on his, it's, you know, usually a void. Sorry, I've got a cold. So I'm going to just do that. And if I, either of those two are all right. Really not crucial to our build. Med does another extra 100%, and we have a multiplier with overconsumption. Oops, nearly forgot my vault talking. First vault's never hard. Second vault's never hard. The third can start stepping it up in the fourth. These will turn to beetles. Always read the messages as you come in the room. Just got to aim, which I can't do. Those are dangerous, those guys explode, so just put Q on them and they stop where they are. So when you kill, just, you know, you don't have to shoot the beetles, just do your Q key. We've got plenty of, they drop a lot of secondaries for us in this first act. They know we're relying on them. Gets a bit more scarce as you go on, unless you break pots. I do usually break pots in the first few rooms with the foundry, so I'm not using ammo. Just to get my green ammo up. It's my usual weapons use the green. It's the normal ammo, I think. That's a really good one. So when hit by enemies, we lose a little bit of movement, but we've already got 50%. And we've got another 50% from overconsumption, but immune to damage. Anything for defense in these early acts, it really can be quite brutal on Reincarnation 8. And there is a big step up between 8 and 7. Okay, a little bit distracted here, sorry. Better go back to my main weapon. Just making sure I've got, you know, full blossoms, which I have got 8. Watch the fire on the ground on the side of the room. I always just look where that is. Make sure there's no special messages because that will melt you. Spearmen are pretty dangerous here. You want to stay back in the back of the room because they can one-shot you with a charge. Now this room's a bit dangerous to go in, so you want to peek around and get that barrel out. Always get the barrels out, whether there's an enemy there or not. Because if I move forward and forget it's there, they will always shoot it if I'm near it. Went through fire. Just using this pillar a bit for line of sight. Die so easy in these early rooms. There's a chat chest, is it? Yep. Just spamming my E and Q. Full on blossoms, I'm good. Ammo's getting there. You can buy it at the Peddler anyway, it's cheap on the first Peddler. Okay, at this point, you'll either get a normal, a rare, and some of the normal scrolls are really good. But I'm going to do the rare scroll just to try to get ostrich boots or something, and that's a good one for us. It means there's 1 in 3 chance of spamming our E, and if we get Sword Guard, it's going to keep us alive more often. Just be aware there's a vault, and we've got a Phantom Peddler, which is nice. They don't charge much, but you got to have a bit of essence, and you'll make 1100 essence on a run. And if you just want to get some essence up, do some elite runs. I say elite because if you haven't unlocked all your scrolls, a lot of the things you've got to do only spawn on elite or harder. Like we got nice. That would be nice to get rate of fire on that, but we didn't. But hold on, magazines more. That's a good one. So we've got more damage, but we've also got 50% rate of fire, and that would be good to get later on. And we got my favourite scroll, that or the ostrich boots. So we got some movement speed there. And what have we got there? Lucky shot chance and rate of fire. We got 6% lucky shot chance on that. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that. That, by the way, the weapon you get first, if you get to a craftsman, it's a free etch. So always do that for 0 gold, but usually you don't boss with the weapon you get at the start, and you don't upgrade it. We're trying to keep our money and be careful with that. And this isn't using our gold, so you know, fast fire rate's what you're looking for, and that's not too bad. So that'll be good for bossing unless we get something better. Melt every weapon, and that's why it's important to get your tree down for gold, because we'll need that to reforge and re-etch our stuff to get spores on in the second act. Okay, we haven't got our, that's our third sort of choice, fourth choice. But it's a nice one early because, and that would be a good one pointer if we didn't have anything better. As we paint up with our Q, if we're bad with your aim with your swords, they hone in, and plus they take extra damage. Anything we paint up 20%, so it's a no-brainer, that one. Now this is a great defensive weapon. It doesn't hit as hard as the other one, but like here, I can be here, paint them up, and they can't shoot me. Just keep moving. I can shoot through the walls. I can shoot through that wall. So dodge, dodge. This room can have a balcony in the top. It does. It's probably the easier one of the two, but you can shoot the grenade guy that's going to be up there, that from under here. Okay. Chance at a scroll. You can be picky with scrolls. I'll pick up a scroll that is crappy if there's no better ones here. Like, I never do that one because I don't want to get too crappy scrolls and it's diminishing my overpower. That is, if you look on the other site I told you about, it's like RNG. I'm not going skill based, I'm going depth. That is a great one. Even though you do more damage, it's sort of, what is it, 10 to 1 or something. You can toss it out later on if you want, but usually it's all right. So, and you can track down there as it goes along the damage to you and the damage you're doing ratio. It's early days, it's not going to hurt us. This room can be a bit hectic and you get some waves of exploding guys. Just do your Q to make them explode. I might bump this up quickly. Game pauses, of course. I'm probably going to keep this in the second act, not going to boss with it, but what do I get then? Shock effect, that did nothing for us. I'm going to just take it up to that, and then I want to get a better weapon for the boss. Out. Getting out of here. Nearly got caught then. Got caught in the corner of the stairs. Those guys, it doesn't go through their shield. You've got to like right click on their head. But I'm just going to use my swords on them. The beam's good for the guys that explode if you've got a bit of room. I just got caught in the corner there. And like those, they can't shoot you if there's a bit of stuff in front of you. So I do like this weapon early. He's invincible, immortal. Paint them up, use your swords, just keep moving. And that's why the movement speed of Abnormal is one of my early favourites. It was enhanced too. What does the enhanced do? Every 10% total health you have, oh, that's based on health. So if you had the scroll that turns your, which we wouldn't use on this hero, that turns your shield to health, that'd be amazing. And then if you got veteran, oh, how fast would you be moving? Where the normal scroll has a cap, when your health's at full, it does a certain amount of movement. It's great for things like beetles or explosive guys. It'll target whatever is closest to you. So the rainbow is great. I like getting it early. Radioactive Glove too, but you can't shoot through terrain with that. We're good on blossoms and we're good on ammo. I'm just going to look around the room. So we got Warlock Blade. Still haven't got this one here. I'd like to get that before that. But Rate of Fire, you know, it's really going to help down the track. See, I had a 4x52 for projectiles. Decent weapon. I'd use it in here, but there's no way I'm going to use it. Now, this is a hard room. If you use your skills, it won't break out the other stuff. But the beam will lock on to the grey guys, so you've got to be careful with it. But I'm just trying to use my skills and my E to kill them, so it's not activating the other guys coming alive. If I can get these guys in the corner, I'll use it like that. I just don't want the beam to go to the grey next to it. Go downstairs if you need, just watch the fire. Shoot them from underneath. It's probably doing the greys, but anyway, we'll get them all down. See, it targets the greys and activates them. Just to show you that. But I got good movement, and it is a hard room. Sometimes, like a nightmare, I skip this room because you just don't have the overconsumption, and you could just lose a run. What do you lose? Scroll, you know. Swords won't activate them, but we've nearly cleared this platform. These guys with the shields, the rainbow doesn't hurt them, so you have to use your swords on them. Got some explosive guys, I just heard. Immortal just coming down. It's where movement, man. They just can't shoot you if they can't catch you. So ostrich boots or abnormal speed, and the overconsumption rocks just for survivability. Can hear someone alive. Doesn't do their shields, you got to right click on their head. There we go. Easy peasy. I tried killing these guys and they don't. I thought they might drop extra money, but they don't drop anything, unfortunately. Otherwise it'd be an overpowered room to get rich. It's a good one for this weapon. That's a great one. Got to be taking that. There's one that you have to do crits, and we don't crit on this weapon, so it's not good unless we're bossing with it. What have we got? This is performing pretty well. It's the rate of fire that's making this perform well when the magazine's 50% full. Now it gets tough, these rooms, but you can shoot through, so paint them up, get around the corner. Spearman, use your shield on that, the robust guy, just owned him, he's immortal. I'm waiting for him to die. Kaboom. Get around the corner, he can't shoot you. Peddler. Not a bad weapon. It's too slow for us, but on other heroes. Like the fire damage on the fox or something. Okay, nothing for us there. No out of sight weapons. We got enough to kill the boss anyway. Just having a look. I'm looking for scrolls more than anything. This room is pretty hard, and anything you kill can turn into a beetle, or the guys with the shields, really, which is bad for this weapon. But the most dangerous here is the longbowmen. So you want to come under with this weapon. It's good because we can shoot them from underneath, and they can't get line of sight on us. But everything we shoot could turn into one of those. You know, it's all right. Just use your line of sight. I'm going to come back a bit, getting cornered. Just right-click anything like that. It won't target barrels unless you do the right-click. Just using line of sight so that longbowman can't get me. See the pink numbers everywhere? That's our blossoms proccing just by shooting. And the injector fires so fast. Now, I'm going to clear this up here, and then look at the speed we got. It's so good. I'm going to get there. That's the dangerous spot. I'm going to jump down, and I can shoot. The longbowman can't shoot me there. I'm going to turn into these guys. Let me just come back here and use this line of sight, the ramp, to shoot through. You can shoot those guys from on top if you right-click their head. Just waiting for my shield to recharge. Took a hit. Okay, the longbowman came to me, and he turned into a bloke with a shield. That's a bit unfair. You can taunt those, but there's too many of them, and then they'll try to shoot you. And, you know, if you've got a fast-firing weapon, you just hit their head. But our sword's going to kill them with overconsumption. Probably the hardest rooms in here are the ones that you've got to hit crit with the foundry, because it means you've just exposed if you're having a lot of offensives early. Now that's the weapon we're looking for, but we're looking for it in the second act. Now I'm not sure, but I think you might be able to inscribe it, as long as you don't etch it before, only on Reincarnation 8, but I can't remember if it's Jokul actually. I don't need it now, I just need gold, but I would take that in the second act with 4 inscriptions, and that'd be there for the whole run. And just looking at that vault. Sometimes there's a chest in this room and it's hidden at the back. I'm going to have a look in a second. So looking at our little sheet on the left, we're going to take one of those before we're going to do an ammo injector. And that's for a different build, the bladed balloon one, which is where you do your Q and your swords come down and sort of nuke. There's the chest I talked about. It's either there, or it's right back at the back, and it can even be on the middle one. But it is often in this room. Now this is where you give one scroll, and I keep a crappy one. It replaces normal with rare. I would do that in the second act, but I wouldn't do it now. Especially that our normal isn't too bad with this one. I wouldn't want to replace it with something crappy. So what do I do there? And I would use this to do my shotgun if it had spores inscription on it in the second act or beyond, but we got this chest a bit earlier, so I'm going to do that one. And didn't I get a crappy scroll? Thought I did. Not going to use it. They're all good. Might have been a previous run. This room can be hard. We're going to get an elite, and it's the spinning guy. It's a pretty hard room. If it's the beetle, he's all right, but it's going to be the spinning guy. Yep, and he can be brutal if you don't have overconsumption. Right-click his head so you're critting, and use terrain. Now, be aware to use your Qs on the enemies, but we ate through him. This weapon, what's eating here is the rate of fire. Now, it's a good life steal, but I'm not going to do that. 50% max HP, but more damage taken. And we've already got the dual edge, which is, let's have a look at what that's doing to us. we're doing plus 182 damage, but we're taking 36. So I'm not gonna. I would take it maybe if I didn't have that. You got to watch those multipliers. You can. Why am I dropping so easily? Final Judgment's good. It's an execution. It's probably what I'm going to take, but I need money, but I've got to be close for that one. I like the other one that they just drop extras. So I'm going to go for that one. The execute's a no-brainer. I'm nearly good on Blossoms, just need another one. So just looking at the room to get my Blossom in essence. Don't need it because my gun's doing the Blossom build, but in these early rooms it can be helpful. Didn't get one, usually you do. There we got it. Missed a weapon. Not a bad weapon, but not what we want for our Spore build. Spore and Blossom. And it eats through ammo in the right click. And I'm going the wrong direction. Okay. It's boss time. And we've got the guy that jumps down, which is good with this weapon. It hasn't got a lot of range for the other guy. You have to get it a bit close. I'm just going to look on here for weapons. They've only got 3 inscriptions again. I'm going to take those. And the reason being that we've got octopuses and kappas coming up in the 3rd act. So I'm preparing ahead that they can't slow me because I get slowed and cornered and I'm dead. Pupil again has a lower multiplier, lower damage. If on the next one, for instance, on the first mushroom, I get the one free rerolls, it's a really good one to get early because then you're not scrambling for gold and you can reroll temporary weapons, and I would grab that on this, peddler beyond this first boss. Okay, we're looking good. I took this just in case. I'm not wanting to use my money. And what am I up to, level 4? I'll bump it up 1 more, 2 more, so I can go into the 2nd act with it. It's not great without spores as damage, but it's a good defensive weapon until I get that sword guard. Right click his crit spot, and you'll have to use your Qs on the little things that come out and explode. But look at him, we're eating him, and that's the rate of fire on this weapon. That's why it's so powerful. Just using Q on that. Stay on him and he's dead. We just nuked him. Overconsumption, but it's all this. It's all that, it's just blitzing. It's showing that, just great. And we got a little bit more damage than its normal base damage. That's a good one. We're getting hit. Now we have a wheel saw. We can put spores on that and that, but it's not my endgame weapon, and money is tight. It's 300 gold a roll. We got a good one. We got 1 pointer on that. That means our peak numbers that the injector's putting on are hitting twice as hard, but we still don't have defense, never swapping weapons. That's a good weapon, and it's got a high fire rate, so I'm going to toss that because I can describe it, maybe, unless I get something better in the 2nd act. Sell that for gold. And again, too low a multiplier on base damage. If I had free rerolls on the next one, I would do it, but I have to keep the rainbow, and that's a maybe. It's got shock as well, so, gets rid of any blue bars above the head. And we've got fake death. Now, if there wasn't there, I would go the jackpot. It means that from this, I'll be able to get lots of money on the run, but because we haven't got our defensives, I probably would have gone that if I didn't have if I had 2 in sword guard, but I don't. That means the trash when you're doing solo runs is brutal until you get, your stuff together. And that means if you die, and it's only a 45-second cooldown, and you die, just run around and keep safe for 45 seconds. And then, you can see the timer on the right come down, and then you're safe again to run back out. Means you're not going to die on trash, doesn't help you in the boss. Read the message, enemies become enhanced. Good, it's not the one that's crit early. I hate that crit one with the foundry. These guys got tiny heads. We're going to get arsonists in this room, they're the most dangerous. Our rate of fire is eating through this like we've got spores, because our magazine's often 50% full, so just keep reloading in between while you wait. These balls can hit. Use your terrain. really the rainbow is just one of the best weapons to get at this point. I'm just going to do experiment, because I think on AR8, even with 3 inscriptions, I already etched it, didn't I? You can etch a weapon that you got in the first act. They know that you need stuff early. Sorry, checking around the room for a chest or whatever. Now, we didn't, that was the last one I did. Okay, seeing I don't ever do that without having the Evil Talisman, which makes you immune to Curse Scrolls. So the normal gift is some good normal scrolls, and that's a good one for us. Because we're doing a shield regen build with the swords out, we take more health when we get down to 0 shield, but we shouldn't get there too often. It's an immortal, just got down to 0 shield then, as I said, so wait. Just play it safe until your shield comes back. There's going to be some bandits up here that sniper you, and you can hear them shoot the retainers. If you keep moving, they find it hard. They sort of try to shoot and they don't. They try to shoot and they don't. If I had hidden treasures, I'd be killing everything in these rooms. This is the dangerous room with that, but we do have room to go back. Just watch for the balls. Paying them up. That's why movement speed's so important. And we do have the fake death, but that fire really hurts. Just painting them up, getting behind. I say painting them up, I'm doing my Q. Now, anything that drops here now, I could put Gemini on that and then re-roll to spores, but I'm holding out. And let me show you the costs. That's why you got to get gold. 600 to etch, and then you could get between 3 and 8 rolls to get it. So, you know, money's such an issue at this point. But we're killing all right, so I'm not worried. Glaze barrier, you just got to like go around and get the one shot, and then it's a delay of a second until you can kill them. So just pop everything and then nuke them. Use your terrain. Those tornadoes, really dangerous. They'll take off your whole shield in a second or two. I'm just going to get away from those arsonists, kill these retainers up here, kill the little guys. Really dangerous, the glade shield in this room with the delay. Okay, nuked him. Just going to nuke this arsonist and then wait for my shield to come back. Again, no defensive, but we do have fake death. Using terrain here so they can't sniper us. Pink numbers everywhere from our Blossom Enthusiast proccing really early. Again, getting away from him, he's dead. Now there's usually, what do you call it, you know, just look around always. But there's a vault usually in this room or something like that, but we had a craftsman back there, so probably not. Now you'll see there that that was one of our builds there. So we're going to choose that. Not worried about that shotgun. I'm really after an Argus or a Wild Hunt. That might have been a weapon you'd use if we didn't have the, you know, the 4 inscriptions on there. I didn't really look at them. It's really just a spore planter at this point. I'm looking at fire rate more than anything. But again, we're looking for rate of fire and lucky shot chance. Rate of fire priority over lucky shot. So there's nothing in the room I've missed. That's a good one for the glove, and at least I'm picking up a scroll I don't need to trade, which I didn't have earlier, to a cursed chest. Just seeing if there's any messages. Nope, just waves. Difficult room usually, but our weapon with rate of fire is doing pretty good, and there's a craftsman over there. If we get a shotgun, we can start to put Gemini on it. You've got to be careful not to miss like cursed peddlers and that. There's a vault. And vaults. Those scrolls, you know, if you get Stone Guard or Feline, they can make or break a run. Compensate for you not getting the Ascensions that are defensive that you want. Phantom Skin. We got the heavy shield, so that's helpful. Just got no dangerous. I'm just wanting. We're going to get some arsonists and some bandits on the last wave in here. and they're going to spawn from that direction. Just using my swords here. Okay, here they come. And we've got a thing tornado behind us. I can let the arsonists come to me and come back for the snipers, so that I don't get one shot by the snipers with everything on me. He's powerful as well, but not too powerful for us. Another wave. I'm going to get more of the snipers. I'm going to go back a bit again. Got my shield off by this guy and wait for my shield to come back. I can shoot around the corner here while I'm waiting for my shield. But arsonists from my face, not good. Less dangerous if we had swords out, because you can get your shield straight back with an E press, you know. We got a launcher, I don't want that. Now the guys that charge, I'm going to wait till they come up here, so they'll charge where you were, so you just strafe. They're weak spots on their back, actually. If you've got a manual firing weapon, just use the block so they can't get you through it. They'll try to charge there and they can't charge you. He's enhanced. Going back for the snipers now. Just keep moving fast, that's why movement's key. They can't shoot you, just strafe around them. We didn't get a weapon that we wanted, but we got gold. Got 3,600, and we got a vault, so we might get a weapon in there. Get your goblet before the vault. And I got sword guard, even though I'd like the warlight blade for the rate of fire. Defense, always top tier first choice, if you're looking at the secondary screen that's linked in the pinned comments. Now, I'm really wasting these because I want to, upgrade. I wouldn't be upgrading my main hand, but, I haven't got my shotgun yet, which is disappointing. Otherwise, we'd be pew-pewing, one-shotting everything with this. But it is what it is. It's RNG. That's roguelike games for you. Can get an elite spawn here. If it's the guy with the shield, I won't be happy because of the beam, and it's the guy with the shield. So our swords will do damage. If you had a room that had, I'm going to get some guys jump down here too, I'm going to clear those out. You can bait him a little bit. I'm going to just clear these so they don't, you're going to get some snipers down here, that guy. Just keep moving, use your swords on him. Just getting these two, I don't want to die. So it doesn't go through, but if you get behind him and plant a right click, which I didn't get in time. Just get him with your swords down and keep moving. Oops, I'm going to go back a bit, let him come to me. Snipers can't get me, I'll get my shield back. Swords and a Q. Blossom. The trash will die once. Having swords on big cooldown's good. Tried to get a right click on him, missed it. Well, he's pretty fast. He's a dangerous one to get. I've got an angelic aura, nice. So I'm actually going to toss that and use that as my spore planner. And I'll definitely etch that when I get a shotgun. We really need a shotgun. I'd even take an inferior one at this point. Lower projectile count. So I'll melt that. I'm not worried about the stats on it, because Spores, the way it works is just look at the fire rate on that. That's why it's the best spore planner in the game. And let's see what we got on it. Magazine capacity is all right. It means we're not reloading. It's compensating the 30% chance killing an enemy. 1 in 3 enemies are going to fill our magazine with ammo. So we haven't got that yet. It's compensating for our lack of Ascensions there. I don't find that third one does a lot, even when they're bunched up. And you've got a stacking one, which will help on bosses. You lose stack if you miss, which you do with this one. I don't go that one. It actually sounds good, but that is a good one. So why that's good, it's both defensive at certain stages. It just changes between the two. Every 12 seconds it will go where it's minus 20% damage. and minus 50% plus damage. So they're both, you know, they're good. You're getting a bit more. And now I'm going to etch that. I got Spores, Lucky. All I'm after is a shotgun. Still going to use this. A shotgun and a craftsman before the boss would be nice. But we're killing all right. I'm not too desperate because we got that rate of fire. There's the craftsman. Coyote, we got an elite invasion. They're not too bad, especially because you can use this thing that he tries to charge you. Now that other guy is bad. He slows you, and he's nastiness and he's enhance, and we got no room to go. So you want to nuke. So this is like really bad to get early before we got spores. Innumerable Elites usually get this in the last act. Unusual to get here. He's the main guy you want to get down. Just keep eating. And both of them are corrosion, so dash, get out of here. That's with speed. Nearly got killed then. Getting him down once we get, he's dead. Whew. Pretty dangerous room, that one. Rare to get it. I've never got it early, and I've done a lot of R8 runs. It's RNG. Oh, we got a laser glove. I would have chosen that before the aura. It's got lucky shot chance of 60 when you add them together. A little bit of rate of fire lost. 50% weapon damage. That's so nice. So, bye-bye Rainbow. I really liked you. I'm going to trace our best boats ways and see how we go. No good choices there. Not worried about the damage my E's doing. It's just defensive. So we'll choose that. Doesn't matter. You can choose whatever you wanted out of those. And we got, oh, we got an Argus. We're sweet. We got what we want for spores now. I just don't know. We've got a craftsman's here, so we're lucky. We'll pick this up. The first priority is to get this with spores. And now this shotgun will be with us. We got really high multipliers. That is unusual. It's RNG in here. This will explode once we start. So we've got to etch it. Always etch first, because it gets more expensive to etch once the weapon gets higher. 1, 2, please don't be unlucky, 3, foof. And then you want to upgrade that. Now the beauty is every upgrade from here with the craftsman will be only on the shotgun, and that lets us pick up other weapons, a better angelic that has rate of fire and lucky shot chance or something like that. Now what I'm going to do, because the glove is overpowered, that is great. I'll be happy with this. Really, we're set now for the next boss and right through the next act. It's a great bossing weapon too, as is the glove, but it's hard when you get the choices here. I'm just going to drop that. How much money I got? 370, so I can't do it. I can't etch that. I'm going to have to meld it, and that breaks my heart with the lucky shot chance. But I need to have spores now. If I shot this stuff without spores, I found on this, it sounds really good, and I've read about it, but it's not good for us. It just burns through our ammo without ammo extractor. So I'm actually going to meld it. It's only on this bunny that it's not good for some reason. It limits our damage somehow. So we're set. Now we're set for the run now. You got to aim with this. That's why I would have liked the Radioactive Glove, and it does AoE. Oh, don't tell me there's a peddler there with something brilliant on it. We're not swapping weapons. Okay, they're going to be snipers spawn up on our left, and we're going to get arsonists, but now we're going to one-shot everything. Look, that's the spores, and we're in Act 2. The bandits, dead. We haven't even got, like, the weapon lifts a bit, this weapon, so you got to sort of pull down the mouse a bit when you're shooting, but you don't have to aim for crit spots. The damage of the spores and the blossoms combined from this point on destroys. Just checking for, sometimes there's a vault there, and sometimes there's a vault up there. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Dangerous room here, but we're good now. Just play safely. We haven't got our defensives. want to get the snipers down as priority, and those little robot guys with the head, he's shooting me the sniper up there, so I'm not letting him get me under here. This gun's firing a bit wild. That's why the lock-on auto-aim's good for people like me. I don't have to aim. We'll come back and melt that for money. Wait till he shoots. Come back out. Keep moving, and they find it hard to know how to shoot. We'll come back and melt that later. We're going to melt this for second boss. Once you get spores early, it's a game changer. It would have been nice to get it on that radioactive glove. It would have destroyed more than this because it would have AoE'd and auto-aimed as you're running around. There's a vault. Just a reminder that's there. Strafing, they don't seem to shoot you as much if you're just moving left. I think the injector, the glove's the best right through, because the third boss, if it's the ship guy with the cannons, the rainbow's not good for that. So I prefer the radioactive glove. It doesn't lock onto the cannons, you've got to right click them and it's certain death usually. So I usually swap my weapon if I've got the rainbow. By that stage we go in the vault. Making sure there's nothing else in the room I've missed. I'm not you know, you see speed runs. I'm not a speed run person, as you see. I'm careful. I have to compensate for my ability. This used to be a real slog until I worked out you could etch in this act, which means that the boss is just going to die in seconds. Crit spot or not, it's got to hit somewhere on the body. These guys will die. Got an elite invasion. This is a dangerous guy. He does mines, but we're going to melt him with spores. Just look at that. That's an elite. That's why spores is the best in the game. See that again? You know, it doesn't matter what actually I should say that. None of this counts. Just the multiplier, which is crazy on this. And that, now on our main weapon, we're going for rate of fire. In here. Okay, so I'm going to do the 1 pointer here because it means that anything with the pink numbers that I'm shooting is doing 30% less damage, and it's slowing things like the arsonists. I would have used that as a main weapon and etched it if I didn't have the weapon I got now. That's not too crucial because we're melting everything so fast now. What that does is bypasses the armour and the shield every now and then and does hits to the main. That just gives me straight up crit X on this weapon. That's nice. If you get hit by traps over 50 times or something, and you can see down there whether it's got 50, it counts down. So we just got like our crit X added to that, and it's now 5. It's pretty high. They'll melt. That's a good one. Not good for the rainbow, not good for the glove, because they don't crit. The rainbow does if you right click on bosses, but on trash you don't. Trash, I mean, just it's a World of Warcraft term. All the stuff in between the bosses. NPCs. It's a tough room normally without spores. You got the guys that charge at you. You got the retainers that sniper you. The rainbow's really nice here, and if you don't nuke them to the end and leave them with half health, they'll heal back up. Just getting these guys that are always there. I can one shot, and I can see I'm going to nuke him. They're the venomous lizards that unlock the radioactive glove. I'm just going to get this guy's down. I just want to get these guys at sniper. Keep moving. I don't want to go past this point. It's the guys that charge. The danger of them is not the initial charge, it's the slam they do afterwards, one shots you. So you can't be where they're aiming at. Just use that so they charge into the rock. Reloading. I want to get some ammo extractor because I don't want to ever reload. Hopefully I'm going to get a weapon with rate of fire, the first 50% of the magazine, to once we get some more Ascensions. Another charge guy up here in snipers. I just can't see the charge guy. Maybe there isn't. So that room would be hard without spores and angelic aura. It is the best gun in the game, apart from I think the others. Oh, we got it. We got a defensive. Oh, we had one. I forgot we got one earlier. So that's great, even though that would be nice to pew, and we probably could do it at this stage because we've got fake death. I'm just following the guide to be safe. I forgot I had fake death, actually. That's good for the glove, but I'm not going to do anything here. I'd be looking for an Argus at this point, a shotgun or a wild hunt. If I hadn't got it, I would have taken that and rolled it with spores for the boss, and then picked up, but not upgraded it. Beauty of this now is we're upgrading. The base damage will be like over 430 by the time we get to the last boss. Just use all your money on that now. And weapon, this guy's going to melt no matter what one they are. I didn't look which one it was, the flying guy, I think. Yep, just crit spots the head, but he's just going to die before anything. One reload and he's dead. And this is R8, guys. Took a lot of working out, and what's doing that is we're getting just crazy. Let's look at we got one of those, so our pinks are hitting twice as hard. That will chain to the enemies ahead. That's not really doing a lot. That's minus 30% damage for everything that's got pink on it. We got some rate of fire out of that, and we got some defense out of that. And the stacks down there, which we've got 6 of, is 6/8 or 48. We got 48% from that 1 pointer we did there. And we got really great choice at this point. Warlike Blade, rate of fire is increased. Melting these weapons which have inscriptions. We didn't get a shotgun on here if we were unlucky in the run up till now. And no even great weapons for that. So more crit X, but minus 50% weapon damage when you're not. I don't like that. It's really for a sniper build, like on the Tiger or something. Because it means that if I'm just using, and I'm hitting the body and you know, I'm 50% weapon damage down. This can be nice. This is our third one. You'd think that'd be good. Every fatal balloon you gain 40% base damage. Doesn't really matter what we choose here because we're good for the run, but that might drop a really nice weapon. You'll see these weapons that glow yellow, and that's useless. So I just do that because I got my fake death. I would have taken fake death if that was on there and I didn't have it. It's really helpful for solo runs. I always read here, so it just means my burning effect I don't have is not doing anything, and that changes, I think. We'll see. Cue those guys. Most dangerous thing in the early days. Small heads don't like those guys and they dart around. If we had the Radioactive Glove, the auto tracking on this, it'd be just instantly one-shotting but auto-targeting. I got to aim. I'm a little bit lazy. But look, we're eating through anything. It doesn't matter whether they've got armor. I don't need corrosion. The spore damage and the blossom damage, it really doesn't matter. Now, Kappa up there is dangerous. I don't have any slow. I don't have the snow boots at the moment, or I don't have corrosive shard as a you know, that does 25% damage for corrosion, but it also has negative effects to the corrosion effects from enemies. So I take that whether I'm using the glove or not. Look around the room. Now we can speed the run up. A bit slow until now, 34 minutes. But as I said, I'm careful and just trying to get my setup, and then I can speed things up a bit. If I had an injector, it'd be a lot faster if I had that glove, but didn't have the money to re-roll it. Second wind just means you've got to nuke them. Deadly monsters, time, death. Oh no, that means they get a grey bar. They still stay alive for a bit, so you've got to move away from them. Just keep moving, kill them, and then even these. That's a pretty dangerous with lanterns to have that. Run. Fake death. Don't proc it. I don't want to proc it. Don't need to. I just want to not die. Try to play as if you haven't got it. Oh, I just got cornered and got fake death. And these are not going to die in time, are they? Yep, they died. I'm going to get away. Now, that was just unfortunate with the lanterns and that, because they usually die straight away. But we got down here now, you can see. Just wait for it. and you got it back. It really does make your first run OP. And I wait. I'm a careful player. I don't just run ahead. Oh, Mr. Peddler up there. Can be an awesome scroll on it, so never bypass it. And we got enough to go. Oh, Mr. Guy. You kidding me? Listen to your music, Sean. And I hadn't waited for my fake death, the Peddler. Yeah, I got my res back. That was just stupidity of talking and not listening. Solo run, you wouldn't miss that. I'm not having MO problems, so I'll take that for now, but I'm not max MO, so I'll just take it and then toss it. That would have helped 1 second ago. Shame that I used my res, but we should be right ahead. Just commentating, you're just a little bit more reckless, you're not as focused. Okay, let's see what we got in here. This guy we're going to melt. Especially if you've got like the rainbow that auto targets. Now, when he splits into clones, the way you know that he's real is look at the footprints that he leaves. The clones don't. Run through here, it'll lock the real one in away. So if you've lost him, where is it over there? He will leave little rainbow footprints behind him, though he didn't live long enough to do it. That's the enhanced weapon that are dropping. It's got spores, it's got extra projectiles, which is good. But the rate of fire is just not that. So that this is the best spore weapon. Not doing elemental damage, and I'm not worried about skill damage. I don't want to pick up on fluffy scrolls. They're not bad. I picked them up if I didn't have overconsumption. Okie doke, fully armed. We're back. There's something copycat. Okay, for the next one, it's not too bad. We gain what they gain. If they're fast and agile, we get movement speed. It's going to be Kappa in this room and octopuses usually. That's why I like to have the slow boots. Yeah, there's the Kappa. Just always go for them first. There's the octopus. If you have the rainbow, just don't get close. They can't slow you. They've got a range on them. And clear out these. These guys can hurt the catfish. And we got a monk somewhere doing lens, haven't we? There's a Kappa back there. Really want to get ammo extractor now because I'm, with the rate of fire on this weapon, really reloading too much. So, because we got Warlike Blade, we're just purring through our ammo. So we want to get one of those at least. And I would break the rules for the priorities on that one. Just simply melt that for money. We need money now only to upgrade our Argus, no more, or buy a scroll. We need money or a scroll. I'm going to do the scroll. There's still some normal scrolls that are pretty decent. This one we can, means that we're going to get a legendary every scroll you opened. But we get 50% weapon damage, so you've got to be careful. And there's a number down bottom on the scroll. Do you see the 3? So you can go down 2, and then you won't get the cursed scroll, and hopefully between then we'll get the immunity to it. We just don't open up the last chest. Okay, we got Sword Guard. I would like to get the flower chain happening now. You'd never do another point in that. But now it just means for the next boss, much more survivability, and fake death doesn't work on the bosses because there's nothing to kill quickly within the timer. We're going to get sharks coming up, most dangerous in here. Whoa, got nuked. Let me start doing my sword guard. See, it filled my armor, my shield right back up by using it. These are hitting hard. This is where I really like the injector at this point. Now, let's fill my armor up. We've got 1 health. Maybe I'm going to get rid of dual edge. Let's see what the damage is on that. Yep, dual edge I've probably got to get rid of. I'm taking too much damage too quickly. It was good early, but too dangerous now. Get the monks here. And do a scroll check on this. You forget what scrolls you get too. I forgot about the dual edge until I look down. So if you look here, I'm getting 100% damage taken, and I had something else that was doing damage, so bye-bye. We've got enough damage. Where is it? There. Doing a lot more damage. That's why we're pew-pewing, but too dangerous at this point on an R8. Okay, we've got a vault. Just checking for Essence and Peddler. And sometimes you just get really the best runs, you know. You just got to kill them quickly or they heal up. This weapon's really lifting because of the rate of fire. It's got a lack of stability on it. No, it's just how that works. So aim low. Just using this corner so whatever's to the right of me is not nuking me. I'd like to get some more flower chain too, Kappas. Gee, we're reloading too much with this rate of fire and no ammo extractor. We've got no against the flow or any scrolls that are helping reloading either. And reloading's death in here. I want to get those Kappas, but I don't want to get charged. Not charged, but they do a frontal. Strathing a bit. Catfish are dangerous in here. They can sort of nuke you. Oh, and he's immortal. That's fun. I want the Radioactive Glove. Okay. You gotta watch out for those dudes. Don't want to be slowed, so I'm getting this guy out, and I don't have the anti-slow boots, the snow boots. Hunting for those things that slow me. I get slowed, and then those guys do a frontal, or the catfish lock onto me like that. Okay. I haven't got an airbag, have I? By accident. Nope. Okie doke. What do we get out of here? Hopefully, that's really bad. Good for the glove, but it's a health regen on the glove, but I don't have it yet, so don't want to forget what I got and lose my... Now the shark's up in here. Stay right back. Keep your distance. Look at the pink numbers everywhere. That's our flower chain, spreading our blossom to anything within a certain range. Now this room sometimes has everything you kill turns into a shark or a lantern, and it can be one of the most brutal rooms. Okay, just keeping my range and then they can't chain me. The room message might change here, looking for one. Nope. Killing these monks because I don't want to get exploded by... Those guys are alright, they do a frontal, you just keep moving left and right. I want to get these monks up there, and they'll melt with the spores. Just clicking my E to get my shield back again. Just keep spamming your E, whether you're hitting the enemy or not. Just want to get that guy down. Yep, he's powerful too, immortal. Sharks are coming, so they're my priority. I'm moving back. It's a catfish that bounced me back then, so getting my shield back. And hit a corner, which is dangerous when those guys are coming for you. Just a Q on those gets rid of them. I want ammo extractor or a scroll against the flow, anything. Here's a bit of an issue because we are losing. Look at our ammo count here. Now, very rarely do I not get scrolls or ammo extractor by this point, but you know, you can always go around and kill the room to get out of the pots will give you ammo if you get short. But you have to keep an eye on it when we've got rate of fire like Warlike Blade. Want to get in to get him, got him. Okay, usually in this room there's something in. There can be a vault, though we got one just not far back. Craftsman, Peddler. Emergency heal again, I don't mind that one too bad because you're shooting everything anyway, you're not just doing a bit of damage and running away. Sharks in this room are dangerous. And the catfish, there they are, as I say them. Use my my swords as soon as they pull me in to get my health back, and use this block here so they can't get me. Small heads, hard to crit. Just letting all the sharks, I want to get those sharks down. I'm not moving in at all until they're dead. Don't mind these guys because they just do that frontal, and they do it where you just were. So you move left to right, they can't get you. Okay, I want to get up further to get the monks spawning these, but making sure the sharks are gone. If you had the radioactive glove here, it would just clear the room in seconds because it just shoots through everything and it's auto targets. There it is. Lots of these guys, dangerous, just using Qs to clear them so I can get in close. Now you won't spawn them. Except another one spawned. And it's opened. We've got an enhanced weapon, we'll have a look at it. That's because of the mushroom we chose. But not what we want. I don't care what it is really because I need the fire rate. And there's a peddler over here, Phantom one. Enhanced scrolls, high chance on this. 20% lucky chance shot, and there is still 20% chance to inflict crit if you don't hit the weak spots. That's great. That's the enhanced. The normal one's not too great. Nothing else that's, interesting for me. So it means we can be critting with the rainbow as well if we pick it up, or and this one can be dangerous. We've got sharks, we've got lobsters coming in now are dangerous. Enhanced monks, copycat, so I'm moving fast because they're moving fast. We've got the movement speed. So I'm looking at the lobster. He's the one that when he spawns, I'll want to get to him. I'm blocked in here. I don't like the spot. Run through. There's a vault. I think it's the first time I haven't had ammo, regen scrolls, or there it is. I just want to get those down. You can get a scroll called Flame Shard. That means if you do get cornered by that flame on the ground and you can run through it, it won't hurt you as much. Like that one you just did, you're immune to it. It does plus 25 flame damage as well, but we're not got a weapon with burning. Okay, we're doing all right. Listen to your music, Sean. I don't hear the music when I'm talking. Rightio. Pick up our essence, make sure we didn't miss anything. We got that vault. Yeah, you can run to the end of this point because we're enough for the boss, but you can just get something here that makes, like Weppo, we're going to get lots of little enemies. Kappa's most important, but we're going to get an elite here. Bit of a dangerous room. But we'll give it a go. And you could run out. Remember where your exit is. If you run out of like ammo, or you just think I don't want to blow my run, it's my first R8, just run out. When you miss a scroll, you might get something that really helps, but hey, it's your first run, you just want to crack it. I just like to do full runs regardless. I want to get that monk over there so I'm not getting chased by these, but I have to kill these melee guys. Where is he? Over there. Just doing my E to get my shield up to 200 plus. The shark. He's going to spawn. There he is. Oh, it's a monk. He's the easiest. Everything despawns when you kill him. But you do get a chance at a goblet. That's what they're good for. But no ammo extraction, so I'm just going to choose that. That less damage to me by anything that's got pink on it. Ooh, didn't hear that. The lanterns don't despawn, apparently. Let's see how we get off here. That's a good one because and that's where you can get your, let me show you that actually in a second. That's a good one, really. I'm going to take that because that gives us damage. We would have that 30% damage straight up, but that's defensive again because on the boss getting hit, I can get just reduces my 4 seconds down. So I can get my shield back up, melt that. Melt that. I didn't show you the enhance. These are the ones you can line up scrolls and collect them and get bonuses. That one I've had before, and it's, you know, not too bad because you get rate of fire, but they can help. But I don't go out of my way to collect it. I do what's best for me, and with overconsumption, I'm not going to be big on scrolls and collecting them all anyway. Okay, we're heading to the home stretch here to the boss. Glaze barrier, cue them. Really bad with these little guys and lanterns. Just going to shoot and hope a second later, whatever I'm shooting will not be immune. Got an enhanced weapon we'll take a look at, and if not, we'll sell. We want to upgrade our... I haven't seen a craftsman for a while. There'll be one here, but I want to get my... This weapon's doing the heavy lifting. All this is doing is the rate of fire to get my spores and blossoms on. I really want to get it up higher. Hope I haven't missed something. It's nice though, the blossom build, because we haven't got too many flower chains, but it just means it chains to the enemies all around. Oh, wonderful. It's not good for bossing the next boss though. Oh, what the heck. Let's have some fun with it. I've got to come back for it though. I've got to find a craftsman up ahead. What does it have on it? It's got magazine size. It's got damage as fire. The shock effect's nothing, but we might get... Oh, the 50% rate of fire for the first part of the magazine is great again. It'll melt. But I don't want to get the... I wouldn't normally take it, but hey. It's just not great for the boss coming up. But it's a great... It just speeds the runs up. And you want to see how it works. It's so much fun to get in the third act, that one. If that dropped in the fourth act, I meant. Going up for this guy. He's dangerous. Danger. Using my E to keep my defense up. Okay. What was that? Yeah, they port to you. They suck your health out if you're in that red circle. There's a sort of like, to unlock something, you got to hit those umbrellas with crits. The lobsters you got to hit with fire, or you got to kill 20 for something, but there's another one that you got to unlock to get a weapon. You got to kill them with fire 20 times or something. So I just went through with a fire weapon. Well, you might get one of these like that drop, like that thing back there has fire on it. Come on, where's a craftsman? Emergency resistance. Less damage will take. More of an elemental, which we're not. Just means diminishing returns on the burning or something, or if we had the glove, but spores are doing the heavy lifting anyway. This guy's enhanced. Can't go too far ahead without a thing to go back for that. Might not be able to go back. Just killing those, they're going to wreck my run if I don't, and the cappers. And they're enhanced. Just doing my E constantly here to keep my shield up. 239 shield, pretty nice, eh? And that's the sword guard doing that. So essential for defense. Even though we've got, you know, fake death, which I used stupidly my res back because I didn't listen to the music. And there was a guy that was still alive. There's our craftsman. I'm a bit reluctant because it's just about boss time to change to the other weapon, but let's do the RNG. Now, I go back. I should stick with this really. I'll give it a go. Because that will just destroy the boss. But if I can go into the third act with this, I just want to show you how good they are for the third act, and it's good on the boss for the third act. If not, I'll just do another video. Die and do another video. But this is fun, and fun's what this game's about. Now it picks up the run. Now you can play defensively, and now you're going to pew-pew when I roll spores on it. And it's got burning on it. It's just a bit better. And it's got the rate of fire. on it. So this will just one-shot everything right through to the last boss, except for the boss itself, you know. I would have stuck with that normally, but I want to get a run with the rainbow to show you how fun it is. And this game's about fun. I shouldn't have melted that until I really get it. No, we got it good. Bump that up. We now got our base damage above 200. That really makes a difference, by the way. And if we got Warlock Babe, but I'm going to do Ammo Extractor, especially because on here is rate of fire is the first 50% of the magazine, and it's got projectile as well. Oh, we got the bad boss. You can't go back either. What I usually do if I get here, I'll try this boss with this. I'll probably fail. But, oh, we got the glove. And how much money have I got? So I'll do that. The glove's good for the run ahead anyway, but that was a really nice weapon. Shame. The glove's good from here on. Right up. This will take us right through. What have we got on it? We've got killing an enemy, 50% reload, so that will stop us reloading. Lucky shot chance after killing an enemy, I want that, and I want the rate of fire, which we haven't got. And crit, which this doesn't do, so that's not doing anything, and that's not doing anything because we're not unequipping it. But we can re-roll that one if we get a chest that says replace normal to rare, and you can get the rate of fire on it. We've got enough though, we're going to blitz it, so we've got to one, got it in time. Okay, boss time. Fake death doesn't help you here, there's no ads to kill. You got to kill the cannons, you got to kill the octopus to pick up the cannonball, you got to rush it to the cannon, and it gets pretty hectic. But movement speed's key for this boss. Keep doing your E to keep your shield up. There's guys on the platform that are going to come soon. Dash out of that. Kill this guy. Pick it up. And you want to bait that and then dash out of it. So bait where you are so you're not doing that. Kill the cannons again. Use your E. And kill these things moving across. The glove will attack them just so they don't slow you. You want to bait that, kill the octopus, and then bait it, and then get out of it. Bait it means just where it'll go where you were. And we've got ads here now, so fake, don't kill them. You don't want to kill those ads, so you can use fake death. But we're going to burn through that. And we'll get a second doe. Kill them now. I want to kill the octopus, kill these guys too. Octopus is the other end. Bait it. Oh, they can't bait those, they're just random. It's a kill now if we just don't be stupid. Use your E and it's dead. So the glove's going to just make this last act so much easier. The radioactive would be better for the last act because it gets pretty crazy. That's a nice one. High rate of fire. Okay, we got that. So we had one of our ammo, and that's going to be really pew-pewing with the injector here. The rate of fire on this, let's have a look, is less than we had on the Angelic, of course, but the auto fire and the AoE that it does just makes up for it. We're not really after the fire or the thunderclap gloves as injectors because you got to aim. I don't like that one because it takes away my money to upgrade my Argus. Now, if you're unlocking previous levels, you're on 7 unlocking 8, you can run out there and 8's unlocked. But I always do complete runs. Now, you can't, on normal runs, use this guy, but when you're doing Jokul, Mysterious Jokul, which makes this act harder, you can swap one of the 3 here for a better one. So you might get fake death or something that really helps you. Might get skill specialist. Monsters are shielded, so they're immune, but this will just nuke everything around by right clicking the enhanced beam. So do you see the grilled green things? You press the right mouse button, though you don't need to because they've got a really nice wild hunt. What's the projectile? Just base damage. That would be nice if we got that early off the Curse Fender. It's got better range than the Rainbow, so you can sit back. Those guys are dangerous. The most dangerous in here are the horseback guys, cavalry. They come around a corner and they freeze you and it's one-shotted. Game pauses, and I'm going to bump up our base damage now. I'm going to get our weapon up. Keeping our enhanced beam going. That just refracts to 3 other enemies, so you can read that there. But even without that, the single press is still good in a panic. Those guys coming down that charge you are dangerous. Just got to get their shields off by using the enhanced beam. Look, it's just pink numbers everywhere and the AoEs everywhere. So this is just a great trash and boss weapon. Snipers are really dangerous in here. I need money to upgrade. I sold that weapon back there, didn't I? Yep. Now we're just looking for vaults or scrolls on the side, but I've got enough to go through the boss and absolutely smash him now. But we'll do them because I like complete runs. This can get crazy, this room. We're probably going to get the guy that's an elite and splits into 3. Look for messages. It might say, you know, enemies turn into walruses. That's why the injector and spores is so powerful in here. When I say the injector, here's the guy. It's probably going to split. Yep. And the one that dies the slowest is the real one. But because we're nuking so much, it's a bit hard. I'm just going to kill them all. Keeps spawning ads, which this just nukes anything with AoE. If you get flower chain up a little bit more, it's even so much better because it spreads to the wider. You see pick numbers going around the room, not even near your target, and hitting so much harder on our Blossom. Wow, he's right up there, right? Where are we getting the Enhance Argus? What's it got there? You don't change it this time. Just like looking. It's got reload time, which wouldn't help us anyway. You'd only want higher projectile count. So we've got our weapons, unless a better one of this drops, or rainbow. Phantom skin's great for survivability, especially with our build, because we're pressing our E and getting our shield up every time to 234 now. Like, means on bosses you're not worrying, or on trash when it goes to the oh crap. Enhanced players, we copy them. And we have enhanced, so they're enhanced, but they give us a benefit. This, oh, I didn't explain, it's hard to get backed in like this. It's closed behind us, but the corrosion on this slows the enemy getting to you as well, like these guys, and that can save the day. And the glove doesn't have that. The glove you'd use terrain though to stop. They're dangerous, but they're dying before they can be. Just trying to listen to the music and looking at my mini map so everything's dead. Yep. Ignoring pain. Okay, it just means they take a delay on your damage. They don't get one shot, but it's not a big deal with what we got. You can miss an enhanced beam. There's actually a ping in the games. You don't have to look at the enhanced beam. And you want to go for the sources, and it will spread all of our Blossom to what the source is targeting. But I have to kill these ads. Even with shields, it won't be hard to kill with spores. I'm really glad the game's giving you benefits for solo play and rewards you like overconsumption, because it is hard solo. You drop down here, your mate just picks you up, you know. Especially if there's 3, one's sort of shooting and the enemy's coming for you. The air of effect on this weapon's so good. Okay, the message has come up, the portal's open, we're safe. Just making sure I haven't missed a craftsman. Got another goblet. What would we like at this point? Let's look at our spec. Got that and that. That's our top 2 choices. We really would like this. We just want our pink numbers to hit for triple the damage. You know, that's our next priority. But you just get select choices now. They give you a chain, so it's not likely we'll get it. We've got enough to kill though. When you get all that line up, oh, it's so nice to see. Very strong hero, this one. So this is really heading to the boss now. This room can be crazy. You know, we got that room earlier, it says Innumerable Elites. When they're all elites, this room and this section can have that, and when it does, be all right for us now. But if, you know, it hasn't all come together, it can be brutal. Kill the saucer, putting shields on everything. They're the dangerous guys. We're going to slow them and keep right back from them. They could still one-shot me here. Oh, they got the shields on them. And they just pop around corners. That's why I don't move too far ahead with this. I'm a cautious player. I got a chest. This might roll our normal, which I can't click. Game pauses. Give health and get money. I'll do that. And I get a flaming guy that I said's dangerous and play cautious. And he's immortal. They slow you, and then they've got a good range on their weapon, and it just tears you apart. I think they're the most dangerous enemy in here. Used to think the sniper guys were, but because the range on this weapon and that, you can get them. Whoop, missed that guy. Just looking for pots that explode. Now, I won't do the enhanced beam just to show you the blossom will still spread. And it still kill just the blossom around. Look, that's just not me doing the enhanced beam. It's the blossom AoEing everything around. That's why this combination of spores and blossom on this really dangerous, got slowed. I don't have the any slow boots, that's why I like to have it for these guys. There's another one. Don't rush in to try to get that guy. If there's shields on them, there's shields on them, because you'll get that cavalry there, kill you, and, you know, just play cautious, stay back. Not looking at that. Just money for upgrades now. We're looking for craftsmen. It's the only thing we need. It'll compensate for us not having our flower chain and our blossom damage. There's the craftsman there. If you pick up a weapon, always go back to the craftsman. Don't go into battle here without spores on your weapons. I would, if I was dangerous enough, drop my shotgun to show you how this would just not be doing anything. Just taking my E to get my shield up, play it safe. Lots of cover in this room, really dangerous. Usually snipers up there too, so I'm just watching out. Okay, portal's open, so we're safe, and there's a vault. I don't mind that one. Let's have a look at our scrolls, but that one means, you know, just straight up weapon damage on non-crits, and we're doing non-crits on this. And on the boss we're doing non-crits. We can't crit with this weapon. The rainbow is better in that you can right-click the boss, but, you know, we're going to melt him anyway. We don't have any scrolls, so it's just straight up lucky shot chance. And I'm just going to check here. Is there anything? Can't discard that one. Don't need that. Oh, we do have the anti-slow boots. I was wondering why I wasn't slowed before. So let's have a look at that. We've still got our crit, which we're not really using here in some way. But the rainbow, we only got hit 10 times below our health. Overconsumption, we've still got 65% of the original stats. And we've got our phantom skin, you know, like just an extra. Oh, they're just showing our 40% weapon damage from our ammo extractor, so they give you weapon damage plus when you're getting ammo. Just getting a goblet before the vault. It's boss time, I think, now, or soon. And nothing helpful. It just would have been nice to show you melting the boss if we got our blossoms right up, but he would only live, even on an RA, for seconds. Well, you know, 10 seconds or so. And on that boss coming up, you know that there's that phase where he does the orbs that come out, and you have to dodge them and it spirals. He doesn't even get to that when you've got good weapons. Just getting the saucer down so I don't get shielded, but I'm staying back because of these cavalry. Usually you get sniper guys in here, and it looks like in the RNG on this we've got lots more cavalry in the snipers, but we can slow them so they're not scary. It's got to be a good scroll. I won't take it. We're not doing. Oh, we're doing elemental damage on this. If it was the rainbow, I wouldn't have taken it. Sometimes you get the rainbow with burning or decay on it, just as a random. It's boss time. If I had the rainbow, it'd be good here, but I just have a look here for scrolls all we're after. We're not changing weapons at this point. Angelic Aura would have to have, it would be a great bossing weapon, but let me see. So the burning's not helping us. The decay is not helping us. It's got 20% luck. It's a terrible sort of weapon. It would work if I had nothing better. And I bump that up. And let's go. See how good we go. Just attack him, keep moving, because he does a frontal straight there. Use your rush E. We've got our 3 swords. Now, you want to kill the canister instantly. Keep doing E. We've got pink and crits going off on him. He does a frontal cleave, but our sword guard's going to keep us safe here. And we're killing the canister. If this was Mysterious Jokul, it's a lot harder. Now he's going to go the spirals here, but just keep moving. And our sword guard, even we get hit by one, will bring us back up. Now it's going to be the burn time. See if we've got the damage, eh? I should have. You got to beat that blue bar, and we're destroying him. I have gone where I haven't had enough damage on Jokul, and it just misses by a second, and you got to go in enhanced hard mode, but you can still kill him. There we did. Let's have a look at our essence. It's so much fun. We're now capped out, so all the essence you spend on vendors along the way, you got money left over, and even re-rolling at the start wouldn't matter. Don't know why I did that. Don't know why they give you weapons. I can only imagine in the spring update they might do that. Done is our run. Done. Hopefully that's helped you. It's a bit of a long run. I play cautiously. I'm not a speed runner. And I'm just trying to give you the little tips to make more average players be able to beat the hard content. I'll put one up later on Mysterious Jokul. I just wanted to do this first. To make it a bit easier, but you can do, it would have died just as easily with what we had. We had everything we need for the run. So just to summarise, just having enough essence to be able to roll your mushrooms along the way are absolutely essential, at least the first one. Being able to have a little bit to buy along the Phantom Peddlers can really make or break a run. Being able to have your skill tree maxed out on at least the solo stuff, and being able to etch in the second act, you saw how that really helped us start melting early. And that second boss, well, I don't know, didn't even get in, 2 reloads and it was dead. And the glove is just great. The rainbow is great for defensive play. And you know, not 9 out of 10, like, just depends how good you are as a player. But the good players would do that with ease with this build, but I think it's the best build for the bunny if you're trying to get your first R8. Just to remind you that the pinned link is in the comments. Try the different runs, and what I did is even when I beat it on this one and then wanted to beat it on the Swords Out run, then I wanted to beat it on the Blossom Enthusiast, and then I worked out, you know, on the inscriptions, remember, rate of fire is the first priority that you want to get. 50% rate of fire on the magazine for the first half. You get ammo extractor, that's always uptime. 50% lucky shot on kill, or even 25% as a green normal. Just base rate of fire is really helpful. I really hope you have successful runs, and I hope this has helped. A lot of this I've gleaned over months since December 2022, just how to beat it, and I was so elated when I got my first R8, and I am thankful to Slight RNG's page for giving me the theory on how to beat that and what builds really work well. You have a good one, and I hope best success in your runs. Let me know if you did this build for the first time in the comments and it really helped and you really loved it, and whether you got your first R8. I let Slight know I got my first R8 and thanked him because it was so helpful. You have a good one.